On this channel, we are lucky to speak with the best of the best. We have Mr. Jason Pritchard, who is the best investor in Fresno, California, my home turf. And he's going to talk about what's going on. The market is changing. The housing market is changing, if you haven't heard. And I just love to hear what's going on. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Zuber. How are you?
I'm doing well. Happy New Year, all that stuff. So
Yeah.
what's going on in the housing market? 2023 is very different than 2022. 2022 January was hot, hot, hot. 2023, not so much.
Yeah, that's right. It's interesting. I know we were talking before we jumped on, and I think this is a good point of discussion to have, especially for people that maybe are not as experienced and realizing that things are slowing down. And even for somebody like me, we've got, I want to say 9 or 10 projects that are currently on the market right now. And we've got, I'd say probably 70% of that has been listed for over 30 days. And so it's feeling, it's feeling like things are slowing down a little bit. And my discussions with my team are, what are we going to do next? Right? Like things are not what they were doing last year, right? So they're not selling themselves. We have to go back to the well. We have to look at our pricing strategy. So it's an interesting time for sure. It can be a scary time, especially for investors that are out there.
So let me poke at these listings you have right now. What are the price points, kind of the ranges?
They're all below the median minus one that we have that's just above at like 480. So
Okay.
They're in that buy box that we like.
Okay, good.
The problem that I think that we're having is that it's inventory that we bought like summer of this year, right? And then we got it listed, or summer of 2022, right? So we based it off of price points from, whatever the beginning of the year. And so we're testing out our prices, and some of our stuff is just sitting. So we're having to chase some of it down a little bit. And we're having to do concessions. We're having to do credits, things like that.
Yeah.
And so I think for me, it's more of what I want to share with the audience is it's the mindset that you have to have and the patience that you have to kind of get through this, and not get scared, not get, what's the word that I'm looking for? Not like get overly anxious, but just realize that, hey, this is what the reality of the market is right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So just reading between the lines, what I think you're telling me and the audience is, A, you're not going to make the profit you expected to make.
Correct.
Some of these will probably be very skinny but profitable, and some of them you might take an L on. And most importantly, you're taking these lessons and just buying your next deals better.
Yes.
Right. That's what I think you're telling
Yeah.
us.
And I think everything else that we're doing now is going to be a kind of focus more on quicker turnarounds, right? So it's either we're doing more wholesaling now, we're doing more wholetailing now, more quick and easy flips. I sent you a walkthrough of our first acquisition from this year, and I'm sure when you get that posted, your viewers will be able to see it. And it's a very nice and easy paint, carpet, not a long extended rehab, cheap price point, stuff that should sell really quickly. And so we're focusing on just dialing in the inventory that we're going to be buying in the future to make sure it's stuff that we can get in and out of quickly.
Yeah, folks, the good news for you is that video was loaded yesterday. You can go to my playlist called Walkthroughs. From memory, it was a 200K purchase.
Yeah.
8K remodel. ARV was 290-ish, something like that.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think we're going to price it like 265, 270 just to facilitate a faster sale. Right. And so it's like things like that, where before we would just maximize it and try to squeeze every dollar out of it because we know we could get it. Now it's going to be like, hey, let's just get in and out of it quick. So yeah, it's changing the strategy for sure.
Yeah, one person did ask that I thought I would just follow up with you. So you're saying an 8K in remodel costs. Could you roughly break that down for folks? As it was basically carpet, some interior paint.
Carpet and paint, that's it, literally, because you can't really get much more done for $8,000. So from the video, when you guys walk in and see it, you'll see that when they turned the property over to us, it was in really, really good shape.
Yeah, it was.
The prior
owners clean. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes you get lucky on these, and it was a deal that we did with an owner that we had bought a property from 6 months ago. And so that's another area of opportunity that I tell a lot of investors is when you do business with somebody once and they own multiple rental properties, it always leads to potential future opportunities. So they just called us up and said, hey, we've got another rental to sell you. Are you interested? We said yes. And we got in there and we were really, really pleasantly surprised with the condition of it. And so all the big ticket items were done. I mean, literally, it's interior paint, steam cleaning the carpet. We're changing out some plates, fixtures, light fixtures, stuff like that. And then just giving it like a nice and easy facelift. So it's not it's not going to be like a full blown flip. I think it would be more
No.
just turnkey for somebody. Somebody can buy it as a rental or even just move in either or. So that's where I feel like, we'll just
And
do a nice and
the
easy
one
one on
question
that and call it a day.
I had for you after watching the video is, let's assume it's 2020 and you get this property.
Yeah.
Do you go in and knock down walls and make it more of an open floor plan and just kind of do more things, or no? Because it is a little boxy.
Maybe not in 2020, but Jason, from like 2016 or 2017, brand new to the real estate
Yeah.
game, I would. Yeah, because I think I've over improved a lot of properties. That was one of the lessons that I've learned over the years is I like to
Okay.
go in at the beginning and do the full blown HGTV style
It's
flip and
GGB.
open everything up and do it. And you know what? I would say is, at that price point, my opinion is I don't think that you need it. If it was at a higher price point, different neighborhood, whatever,
Oh,
yeah, I
yeah.
think
You're
you can go
sub
in and spend a
300
few bucks.
grand.
But yeah, no, yeah, I don't think that you need it. I think it's just a quick, easy carpet and paint and call it a day.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So let's talk about Jason 2023 going forward. So again, you're processing some stuff you bid off in the summer. That'll be gone soon.
Yeah.
Jason 2023, less transactions, more profit, probably,
Yes, I think quicker
or average
transactions. I
profit.
think things were, yeah. I think things that right now, I think especially for, I'd say the first half of the year, the stuff that we're focusing on are projects that we can be in and out of. So
Yeah.
wholesaling, light and easy flips, nothing crazy. I mean, if we come across an opportunity that makes sense, I do think we have the experience, we have the knowledge and the know-how to take it on, as long as it really does, give us a potential profit margin that justifies the risk. But if not, we're going to just stay nice and easy and do that, man. Yeah.
There you go. I do actually go back to that house you're going to list for 265 once you're done. You can't take an FHA buyer, right?
Not
Because of
yet.
the
No.
not
Yeah. So
90-day rule.
that's one of the things that is also hurting some of the other listings that we were talking about, is that
Right.
that 90-day flip rule does kind of punish you a little bit in that lower price point. It almost
Yeah.
it doesn't incentivize you to do the projects quickly, because if you can get in and
Oh,
out of them, you buy it, rehab it 30 days. Most of the people that are going to buy it at that price point that are going to
our
give you
FHA.
the offers that you want are FHA, and you just can't do it. And so you're basically sitting there, and it's this double-edged sword, because I'll get offers, but it's like, hey, we can't do anything, right,
I can't
for
say
another
yes.
60 days. Yes, right. And then by the time it's eligible, like, it's been sitting there, and they're like, well, we'll give you an offer, but we want 5,000 or 10,000 off what your list price is. So yeah, no, it's difficult. It's difficult to deal with that. So some of the stuff that we're going to do in this one, we'll have to see how that works, because it's going to be done in a week, right?
You've
Because it
done
doesn't
it
take that
in
long to
10
paint it.
days. Yeah.
Exactly, right. So we'll have to see how it goes, man.
It's funny because on my channel, I'm documenting my first property, which will eventually probably go FHA. I educated. I'm doing a phase 1, phase 2. So phase 1 was like the had tos, right? The roof. We ended up gutting the bath and a couple of other things, but I didn't do the kitchen countertops because they were clean. They weren't, granite or whatever. They were just clearly old but clean. And people are like, "Well, why didn't you do that?" Like, I didn't have to. At least I didn't think so. We list it 42 days after buying it. We get 6 offers, 4 of them FHA. The FHA ones were the only one close. I can't say yes.
Yeah.
So we're taking it off the market this Friday. We're going to complete the work, and we will list it on February 2nd, which will be the 91st day.
91st day. Yeah, that's
and
it.
we're going to list it 15 or 20 grand higher than it was, because I got to make up the margin on the stuff I'm about to do. So it's the FHA buyer will end up, I don't know, losing a little bit, I guess. But again, they bring 3.5.
What's your resale price on that one?
It'll be $319.
$319. Yeah. It's still a very competitive price point. Yeah.
And with a 4-car garage. I mean, how many times do you get a 4-car garage in the center of Fresno? Not very often. So that's why.
Not many times. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's not very often. So yeah, it's just it's a unique property that somebody's going to buy it for the garage, and the house just comes with it. So yeah, I think the market's changing. I do think it's slowing down. I do think there's a bifurcation. I think everything I think it's going to be like 350 and below. I think still sells FHA, VA, and anything kind of 350 and above it's pretty slow, at least half a year, if not all year. What do you see?
And it's got to be the right type of house too. That's the other thing. The stuff that's sitting for us, they're not like a nice, clean 3-bed, 2-bath with a garage. They're houses that are either funky layout or they've got some kind of quirkiness about them, right? That
Yeah.
before a year ago, it doesn't matter. People are overlooking that. And now, even at the lower price points, so
Really? Okay.
the buyers are pickier. Yeah. So you have to be careful with what you're buying. That's the other thing that we're looking at. We're not buying stuff on busy streets, no garages, that type of stuff, right? It's got to be just
Yeah.
kind of a nice, clean, easy starter home in order to make sure it makes sense.
Yeah, I call those yeah but houses. In a hot
Yeah.
market, yeah but doesn't matter, but
Yeah.
in a slow market, yeah but it's on a busy street. Yeah, but it
That's
doesn't have a garage. Yeah, very very cool. So anything else you'd like to tell new investors what they're doing looking to get in the market or stay active?
Yeah, just know that this is just a season right now, guys, right? And know that there are plenty of opportunities coming around the bend. That now is the time not to get emotionally attached to any of these properties. I'd say that's what I'll leave you guys with, right? So if you do, we talked about on one of our last calls a deal that I lost, I think $8,000 or $9,000 on that we just took a loss on it, man, and that's it. Like
Done and moved on.
yeah, you have to realize that this is the nature of the business. This is what's going to happen at times, right? You just learn and you learn from these experiences and you get better the next time, right? So don't beat yourself up. I had somebody message me yesterday and they were freaking out because it's one of their first projects and it looks like it's going to be a loser for them, and so they don't know what they're going to do, right? And they asked me what I would do in their situation, and I told them, listen, price the house the way that it needs to be sold, sell it and move on to the next thing as fast as you possibly can. Because the longer that you stay in this painful period, God, it can be really, really stressful. So don't do that.
Yeah, it's just, again, I could tell you a story about a guy who knew that was worth 10 million bucks legit, and he didn't take a 50K loss. This is Bay Area homes, and that one decision had him declaring bankrupt in a year because it just all fell apart from there.
Yeah.
Sometimes take the small L and move on. Survive. You got to survive.
That's right. That's right, man. Yeah, that's absolutely right. And I feel cautiously optimistic for the future. I know there's going to be a lot of stuff coming around the bend for us, man. So yeah, now's the time to work through some of the pain points and just grow and get better.
There you go, man. Well, where can people find you? Because you're documenting all this stuff every day.
Absolutely, man. Instagram and Facebook are the two platforms that I'm the most active on. Just type my name in there, Jason Pritchard. I answer all my messages. I get a lot of comments and questions from One Rental at a Time listeners. So I'm happy to help out your audience, man. So feel free to reach out. If I can be a resource, I'm happy to do it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.